I've already discussed, but let me revise it once again. The most important and efficient biasing scheme of MOSFET. So here you can see capital I. This is nothing but your current source. Okay, this is a constant current source which will fix a definite current that flows through the MOSFET. That is the drain current ID, which is equal to I. So by using an additional circuitry, you are going to fix a current I that would pass through the MOSFET terminal. And the current will be constant and it will be equal to the drain current ID. And another important aspect is that unlike the previous techniques, here we are having a dual power supply, that is VDD and minus VSS. A positive power supply you will connect at the drain terminal, and a negative power supply minus VSS you will connect at the source. So that the drain current will flow from high voltage to low voltage, that is from drain to source. And again, we are having a resistance RG that would be connected at the gate terminal, between the gate terminal and the ground. Okay. So the constant current I is equal to the drain current ID, and this constant current is fixed by using an additional circuitry, that is what is called as current source. So this is the most simplest circuit. Okay, the simplest way of representing a constant current source circuit. Now we will go for the circuit that would generate this constant current source. That is being shown in the next slide. Okay, so this is the current mirror circuit. Okay, this is called as current mirror circuit. Actually, the current mirror circuit is a special case of current source. Current mirror circuit is a special case of constant current source that will satisfy certain conditions. Okay, so upon satisfying those conditions of a constant current source, then only the current source will called as current mirror circuit. Again, I am repeating, current mirror circuit is a special case of constant current source. Upon satisfying certain conditions and constraints, you can call the current source as current mirror circuit. So this circuit which I have shown in the slide is a current mirror circuit where you have used two transistors Q1 and Q2. Okay, here you have used two MOSFETs Q1 and Q2, and at the drain of Q1 we have used a resistance R which is connected to the power supply VDD. Okay, at the drain of Q1 we have connected a resistance R which is connected to the power supply VDD, and through this terminal we have a current which is called as I reference. So the reference current IREF, you can set it according to the value of R. So it is a resistance R who is going to fix this value of reference current IREF, which is nothing but equal to the drain current of Q1. Okay, you can see the reference current IREF that is passing through the resistance R is same as that of the drain current of Q1. Therefore, we can write ID1 as equal to I reference. Okay, ID1 is equal to I reference, and I reference is fixed by using this resistance capital R. I reference is fixed by using the resistance capital R, and also the terminals drain and gate of Q1 are shorted together. Okay, which means the potential difference at the gate and drain are same. The potential at the drain and gate are same, means the difference is zero. The potential difference is zero, because of which the gate current is zero. Okay, that is why even if you apply the current divider rule or Kirchhoff's current law at this particular node, you can write I reference is equal to ID1. Why? Because this I reference is not going to split into two components. We are expecting zero current towards the gate of Q1, because of which I reference is equal to ID1. I hope it is clear for you. Now, coming to the second transistor, that is Q2, the drain current of Q2 is represented by ID2. Okay, the drain current of Q2 is represented by ID2, and here you can see some dotted lines represented over here, which indicates that this portion is connected towards the main transistor Q that I have shown in the previous slide. Okay, this terminal is connected to the source of transistor Q, which I have shown in the previous slide. See, here ID1 is equal to I. So here that ID2 is connected to the, I mean, this particular terminal is connected to the source of transistor Q. So we can say that ID2 is nothing but it is equal to capital I. Okay. So we are fixing I over here, which means that actually we are fixing ID2. Okay. In the previous slide, I told you we are fixing a constant current through the source. That is actually we are trying to fix I. But in this slide, we are going to fix ID2, which is same as that of I, because this terminal is connected to the source of main transistor capital Q, which indicates that ID2 is same as that of I. Now, how we are going to fix this ID2 based upon I reference or R? I told you I reference is obtained by fixing a proper value of R, which in turn going to determine ID2 as well. Okay. So indirectly we can say ID2 is determined by ID1, or ID2 is determined by IREF, or ID2 is determined by R. Is that clear for you? So actually the reference current I reference we are setting by taking a proper value of R, and this is going to determine the value of ID2. So this we are going to explain how we can set a proper value of ID2 by setting a convenient value of R. I hope you have taken down the circuit diagram. Already we have discussed this in the previous class. Now coming to the design equation, consider that both the transistors are working in saturation. We have two equations. You remember the two equations for the drain current of a MOSFET when it is in the triode region as well as when it is in the saturation region. So assume that the two transistors Q1 and Q2 are in saturation region. Okay, so we have biased the two transistors or the two MOSFETs to be operated in saturation region, and because of which we can write this particular equation ID1 as half Kn dash W by L 1 VGS minus VT the whole square, where W by L is known as aspect ratio of Q1, because I'm writing the equation for ID1. Kn dash is a constant, that is the manufacturing technology constant or process technology constant, Kn dash. VGS minus VT, that is VT is a threshold voltage and VGS is a gate to source voltage. Okay, so I'll call this as equation number 1. Now, also ID1 is equal to I reference. Already I told you, because the reference current I reference is not going to split into two components. Whatever we are having I reference, it will be flowing through the drain of Q1 as well. It is not going to split. Therefore, ID1 is equal to I reference, which you can write as VDD plus VSS minus VGS by R. How did you got this equation? By just applying the KVL. Okay. Applying the KVL, how you wrote VDD is equal to, VDD is a total power supply voltage, right? So from this voltage, we have a fraction of voltage that is dropping across the resistance R, which is nothing but I reference into R. Okay. VDD is the total power supply. Okay, the total voltage. I reference into R is a voltage drop that we have across the resistance R. Then what we have? We have VGS, correct? That is a voltage across the gate to source. And finally, minus VSS. Minus VSS is the power supply that is connected at the source terminal. So these are the three components. So from this, you have calculated the value of I reference, that is VDD. After rearranging this, you will get I reference as VDD plus VSS minus VGS whole divided by R, which I have written here. Okay. Now, coming to the second transistor Q2. Okay, similar to equation number 1, you can write the equation for ID2 as half Kn dash W by L 2 VGS minus VT the whole square. Here, since it is a current mirror circuit, okay, the threshold voltage, the two transistors are identical and the threshold voltage is assumed to be same. Therefore, I have not indicated as VT1 or VT2. Simply I have written VGS minus VT the whole square. Here also I have written VGS minus VT the whole square. But aspect ratios, it can be different. So W by L1 and W by L2. And again, VGS is also same. Why VGS is same? As you can see in the previous slide, the gate and the source terminals are connected together. See the circuit. The two gates are connected together and the two sources are connected together, which means the gate to source voltage across Q1 is same as that of gate to source voltage across Q2. Okay. Therefore, I have written just simply VGS minus VT the whole square in both the equations. Now you will divide the two equations, 1 divided by 2. and from which we can write the equation for capital I, which is nothing but your output current. Okay, I is the output current of the current source, which is same as that of the drain current of Q2. Okay, I is same as that of the drain current of Q2, therefore I is equal to I2. So all of you divide the two equations. Okay, divide the two equations. Please take down the notes. So if you divide these two, half Kn dash will get cancelled, right? And VGS minus VT will also cancel. VGS minus VT the whole square will also cancel. So finally you will get I as I reference into, because ID1 is I reference. Okay, ID1 is I reference. So if you cancel this, then if you cancel this, you will get the equation as ID2 divided by ID1 is equal to W by L 2 divided by W by L1. That is aspect ratio of Q2 divided by aspect ratio of Q1. Then after cross multiplying, that is, I will take this ID1 to the right side. Then we can write ID2 as ID2 is equal to ID2 is equal to ID1 into ID2 is equal to ID1 into W by L2 divided by W by L1. Now ID1, what is ID1? ID1 is same as I reference, isn't it? Because the current that is flowing through the resistance R is in turn flowing through the drain terminal of Q1. Therefore, ID1 can be written as I reference itself. Okay. So ID2 is equal to I reference. Instead of putting ID1, simply you can put I reference. So ID2 is equal to I reference into W by L to the base 2 divided by W by L to the base 1. That is our final equation. That is how we are going to determine the output current I in terms of the reference current. Okay, just a second. So that is the equation for capital I. That is I reference into the ratios of two aspect ratios. Okay, the ratios of two aspect ratios. W by L to the base 2 divided by W by L to the base. Now, I told you that current source, I mean, current mirror is a special case of current source. Okay, even though generally you will call this as current source, but still, because of some conditions, this circuit is also called as current mirror circuit. So when will this current source act as current mirror? Only when the two MOSFETs are identical to each other in terms of its manufacturing criteria. Okay, that is the threshold voltage should be same, as well as the aspect ratios will be equal to each other. So please note this. If the aspect ratios of the two transistors are same, the aspect ratios of the two transistors are same, if the aspect ratios of the two transistors are same, then their ratio will be 1:1. Isn't it? W by L to the base 2 will be equal to W by L to the base 1. As a result, what will happen? Tell me. Refer to the previous equation, whatever you have written. Substitute that ratio as 1:1. Then what is your conclusion?
I equal to I reference.
Correct. I is equal to I reference. And I told you I is nothing but ID2. Isn't it? I is nothing but ID2, which is connected to the source of Q. Okay, take the main circuit. This was the main circuit. So ID2 is nothing but your I. So this I, you can fix it according to the value of I reference. But how did you calculate I reference? That is, I have written here. How did you calculate I reference? Based upon capital R, because you know that VDD, VSS, and VGS are fixed. So based upon capital R, that is a resistance R, you can fix I reference. Since these two ratios will cancel each other, I mean, they are 1:1. Therefore, whatever you are fixing here, by using capital R, that it will be reflecting or mirrored over I. Okay, mirror means it will look like same, right? So I reference will be same as that of I. So likewise, you can set a fixed value of capital I in the constant current source circuitry. So whenever the two aspect ratios are same, then only the current source is called as current mirror. Suppose you want half of I reference as capital I. Suppose you want half of I reference as your constant current value, then what you will do? You have to choose two transistors which are not identical to each other, or you have to choose in such a way that the aspect ratio of second transistor should be twice as that of first transistor. Isn't it? Then only it will become 1/2 I reference into half, or half of I reference. So likewise, you will be able to choose transistors appropriately, and by maintaining a proper aspect ratios, you can control the flow of capital I. Thereby, you can design a constant current source. Again, I'm repeating, current mirror is a special case of current source. It's not necessary that always a current source will act as a current mirror, while all current mirror will act as current source. Okay, all current mirrors are current sources because they are providing a fixed current, bias current. Okay, but all current sources are not current mirror. Current source will act as current mirror only if the aspect ratios of the two transistors are same. Aspect ratios of the two MOSFETs are same. Okay, then only I will become I reference. So whenever I reference is equal to capital I, then only it is acting as a current mirror circuit. Otherwise, it is simply a current source. So the desired value of capital I you can design by choosing transistors aspect ratios in a convenient. So students, till now we have discussed the four biasing techniques of the MOSFET. Just go through those names. By fixing VGS. Second one is by fixing VG and connecting a resistance in the source. And third one by using a gate to drain feedback resistor. And last one by using the constant current source. Out of which the last one is the most effective biasing scheme. Okay, why? Because it will help in fixing constant current capital I to the MOSFET, but it requires additional circuitry as well. That is a disadvantage or limitation. The hardware complexity is more, but still we are using this in the IC fabrication. Okay, why? Because in IC integrated circuits, you'll be dealing with many circuits, right? Many circuits are integrated under a single silicon uh, wafer or a silicon chip. So in that case, different circuits will have different requirements. Okay, different requirements in terms of the current. So we require a constant current source, and from which we will be able to steer appropriate currents to different part of the IC. Okay, at one point of the IC, we will generate a constant current source by using the circuitry whatever I have shown, and from that particular source, you can steer appropriate current or the desired current to different points of the IC. So that is why, even though it is a complicated circuit, we are using in an IC. Okay, In an IC, we are going to deal with many circuits which are integrated together under a single silicon chip. Okay, and all these parts or all these different circuits will have or will require different currents. Understood? So we will generate a constant current source at one point or at one point of the IC, and from that node we are steering the current, the required current, by using this mirror circuits. Okay, mirror circuits or the other current sources, and then we could generate, or then we could steer this current to different other parts of the ICs as well. So that is the main applications of the constant current. Okay, so the fourth technique will be used prominently in ICs, that is fabrications of integrated circuit. Now coming to numericals, take down the next heading, MOSFET circuits at DC. MOSFET circuits at DC. As the name indicates, here we are going to analyze, okay, or design some circuits, MOSFET circuits, which are operated or which are operating only under DC supply. So we don't deal with any AC signals. Okay, we will give some DC input to these MOSFET circuits, and we will analyze the circuit or design the circuit. You know the difference between design and analysis. Analysis means already a design circuit will be given to you. You are there to simply analyze and find the voltages and currents in the nodes. That is what is called as analysis. Design means based on the given specifications, you will have to generate a circuit or design a circuit. Okay, specifications will be given to you, the requirements will be given to you in the question, and based upon that you will have to design the entire circuitry. Like you will have to design the resistance value, you will have to design the current source value, all those things. So in this section you are going to deal with design and analysis of MOSFET circuits at DC. All of you take down this question. Design the circuit of figure. The figure will be given to you. The circuit will be already given to you. You just need to identify or design the component values. Okay, circuit is given to you. You are supposed to design it. Design it means finding the component values, specifications of resistances, so that the transistor operates at ID and VD. So the Q point is given to you, right? VD is given to you. What is VD? VD is a drain voltage and ID is a drain current. So VD is 0.5 volt, positive 0.5 volt, and the drain current is 0.4 milliampere. And see that this transistor is an NMOS transistor. Its threshold voltage is 0.7 volt. Threshold voltage is 0.7 volt. Then mu n into COX is 100 microampere per volt square. What is mu n into COX? Mu n into COX is nothing but your Kn dash. Kn dash is equal to mu n into, that is mobility into capacitance of the oxide layer, which is constant for this particular MOSFET, that is based upon its manufacturing process. So 100 microampere per volt square it is. Okay, 100 microampere per volt square. Then L and W, that is your channel length and channel width. So based upon, we can calculate the aspect ratio. The width of the channel and length of the channel is given to you. Width is 32 micrometer and length is 1 micrometer. So all the relevant parameters are given to you, and based upon those given values, we have to design the circuit. Okay, we have to design the entire circuit. So this is a circuit that we have. Circuit is given to you. So design means you are going to find the unknown values. Can anybody tell what are the things we need to find out from here? According to the question, you have to design the circuit. Already the circuit is given to you. So design means what are the unknown parameters that you need to find from the circuit. Please unmute and speak. Yes, RD and RS. Okay, very good. RD is the drain resistance and RS is the source resistance, which are the unknowns of this particular. Okay, so all of you note down RD and RS are the two parameters which we need to find out from the circuit diagram. So please draw the circuit. Circuit is given to you, and some specifications are also given to you, like the threshold voltage, mu n into COX, that is your Kn dash, VD, ID, everything is given to you. Based upon, we have to find RD and tell me how you will find RD. How you can find RD?
VDD minus VD divided by ID, sir.
Very good, very good. Resistance is potential difference divided by current. So RD is equal to VDD minus VD, because current is flowing from higher voltage to lower voltage, right? So VDD minus VD divided by ID. Similarly, RS is equal to this voltage. I can call it as VS. So VS minus VSS. Okay, because already this VSS is negative. So VS minus VSS divided by ID. VS minus VSS, VS minus VSS divided by ID. But the thing is, ID is given to you or what? ID. What is ID? ID is given, that is 0.4 milliampere. Okay. Suppose if ID is not given to you means, then you have to identify the region of operation. Then based upon the equation, that is, you have two equations, right? One is for the triode region and another is for the saturation region. Okay. So you have to take the appropriate equations after finding the condition. What is the condition? The condition is VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. If VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT, then saturation condition is satisfied. Otherwise, it is triode region. But this is not relevant to this particular question. But please keep it in mind. Okay. If ID is not given to you, students, please note, if ID is not given in the question, it's not necessary that in all questions ID will be given to you. But in this question, ID is given as 0.4 milliamps, then it is fine. Okay. So ID is, if ID is not given to you, then you have to find ID based upon the region of operation. So you have to identify in which region this MOSFET is working, whether it is in the triode region or whether it is in the saturation region. Okay. So all of you can find RD value and tell me the answer. Find the value of RD. Because VDD is given to you, VD is also given to you.
$5K, sir.
Yes, very good. 5K. That is 2.5. VDD is 2.5, right? So 2.5 minus VD is 0.5. So 2.5 minus 0.5 divided by 0.4 milliamps. 2.5 minus 0.5 divided by 0.4 milliamps. So your answer will be in kilo ohm, because you have taken the current as milliamps, right? So answer will be in kilo ohm. So it will be 5 kilo ohm. I hope everyone has got. Everyone got the answer for RD. But the calculation of RS is little bit complicated. Can you tell me why? Directly you can't substitute and find. Why? Which is unknown in this particular equation. RS is equal to, yeah, tell. Which is unknown. VSS is given to you or what? Is VSS known for you? VS. Check your question. VS is not given to you, right? So we have to find VS. Yes, VS is unknown. So we have to, very good. VS is unknown. So we have to find the value of VS. So to find the value of VS, we have to find VGS. Please write. To find the value of VS, we have to find VGS. I hope you would have written the value of, the equation for RS. The equation for RS is VS minus VSS divided by ID. But in that equation, VS is not given to you. The source voltage is not given to you, neither in the circuit nor in the question. So you have to find the value of VS after finding VGS. Now, to find the value of VGS, you have to write the equation for ID. But whenever a MOSFET circuit is concerned, we have two equations for drain current. One is for the saturation region and another is for the triode region. So you have to identify the region of operation, in which region this MOSFET is working, and based upon that, you have to write the equation. So the condition that you're going to check now is whether VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. Okay. What is the condition that you're going to verify? VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. I hope you are remembering the graph, whatever we have drawn earlier. The graph showing the triode region and the saturation region. That is a drain characteristics curve. So when the drain voltage is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT, then pinch off is initiated, right? Then the channel becomes pinched off, and as a result, the drain current becomes saturated. So the drain current loses control, actually, right? It cannot be controlled. It cannot be controlled by using VGS. So whenever VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT, then this MOSFET is to operate in which region? Saturation region. So we are going to check this condition whether it is satisfied or not. Now tell me, what is VDS? What is VDS? How you can write VDS? VDS is a voltage across drain and source. VDS is the voltage across drain and source. Therefore, VDS can be written as the difference between the potentials at drain and source. Okay, VDS can be written as VD minus VS greater than or equal to VGS can be written as VG minus VS minus VT. I hope you are writing. See, in this module, numerical problems are very important. You can expect numericals. Okay, so unless you practice, you won't be able to write for your SEO CAE papers. So please practice it. So VDS is VD minus VS, VGS is VG minus VS, then minus VT. You can cancel VS from both the sides. So you are checking whether VD is greater than or equal to VG minus VT. Now, what is VD? What is VD? Check your question and tell me what is VD. I want the response, students. Simply you can't sit. Please be active and respond. Yes. Others? Good. So VD is 0.5. So 0.5, we are checking whether 0.5 is greater than or equal to VG minus VT. Now, what is VG? What is VG? See, less than 1 minute, this meeting will get end. Please relog in again. Okay. What is VG? You can see from the circuit diagram, the gate is directly grounded. So VG is 0 minus VT is given to you. Threshold voltage is given to you in the question. It is 0.7. So 0.5 is greater than or equal to negative 0.7. So is the condition is true or what? The condition is satisfied. Which condition? VDS greater than or equal to VGS minus VT condition is satisfied. Is that clear for you? So which means that the transistor, that is a MOSFET, is working in saturation region. The MOSFET is working in saturation region.